All right. This is scuff. This is super scuff. It's on my camera. I haven't finished the platinum yet. If you're watching this, I pray you have found this before you're in the middle of your platinum for T5. I'm playing on PlayStation 5 specifically. That's where I'm going for the trophy. I'm sure this applies to all versions though, PC and Xbox Series X. I don't know if it affects 4 or 3. Then again, 3 you can't even do because the servers are offline for online. Okay, first and foremost, there is two big glitches in this game for trophies. And if you look up a trophy guide, it's never going to say this. And there's a lot of misinformation out there regarding a lot of these two specific trophies. The first one I'm going to go over is All's Fair in Love and War. This trophy is for completing a private fair with Franklin after you've purchased Downtown Cab Co. This sounds easy enough, but the problem is there is a glitch where multiple glitches actually surrounding this trophy. First off, when you buy Downtown Cab Co., you need to make sure that you get the very first call from the guy within, I'd say, 30 seconds to a minute after purchasing. If he doesn't call you, you will never get this trophy, and you will 100% have to restart your a complete new playthrough. The way you know that if you've been called or not is if you open your phone, go to your contacts. If you do not have a Downtown Capco at the very top of your phone, he has not called you. You cannot get the trophy without starting a new game. So I would say best bet, always make a save before you buy Downtown Capco. You do that by opening your phone and making a quick save. Make a quick save. Buy Downtown Cabco, get in your car, drive around for a minute, wait for the call. If he doesn't call you, reload your save, try again. If he does call you, what you'll want to do is, because I suggest getting this trophy out of the way super early, and don't worry about it later, especially if you're not that far in yet. After you've gotten the call, what you'll need to do is, here's what I suggest. Again, I don't know if this is exactly what needs to be done because, again, there's a lot of misinfo regarding this trophy, but I'm just saying what worked for me and things that I figured out, a culmination of everybody on the Reddits and everything else. After you've gotten the very first call, go to your house as Franklin, sleep. It doesn't matter if it's his first house or his new house. Sleep until you get to Monday. The reason for it being Monday is because the cycling. Okay, so stay with me. Sorry, this is really scuff. I know. You can only get called for help by one of businesses once per work week. The work week in the game is from Monday at midnight all the way till Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So go to your house, sleep, and if you press start, look at the top right, it'll tell you what the day is. You need to sleep until it is Monday. Anytime Monday, because that means it has started a fresh work week. If you own other businesses, you'll know this because when you wake up, you'll get a notification from, I can't even remember the name, but they'll get a notification saying that you got your weekly earnings. But just pay attention to say Monday. After that, go outside your house, get in your car, start driving around. Within 1 to 3 minutes, you should get a call. Probably within a minute or two, you should get it. But I would say drive around for a maximum of like 3 minutes. If you don't get a call by then, that's rough. And there's a couple things I guess I could suggest. One, try and sleep all the way again until you get to Monday again. Get in your car, drive around. If that doesn't work after doing it a second time, switch to an online character, then switch back to story mode, switch to Franklin, get in your car, drive around. If that still doesn't pop your call up, you don't get a call from Downtown Cabco, There is pretty much a surefire way, but this will only work if you do not have any other properties owned. What you will need to do is complete all of the Tanya missions. There's 5 total. The third one requires you to call Tanya. Weird. I don't know why you have to call her, but you need to call Tanya. Once you've completed all 5 Tanya missions, Tanya will then call you and say that she's selling the towing truck company. Go buy the towing truck company. And another thing I didn't mention, probably should mention, is at the top. I don't know if it matters. Watch the cutscenes for when you purchase the Cabco and also the towing truck. If you're having to actually buy the towing truck because you didn't get the notification to pop, or you didn't get called by the Cabco for the private fare. After you buy the towing truck place, get in your car, drive around for another minute, and you almost certainly should get a call from the Cabco. If you still don't get a call after that, you're gonna have to make a new playthrough. That's all there is to it. I also suggest if you own multiple businesses, there is still a chance. I tried like 15 times, didn't get to happen, and just gave up and assumed it was dead. If you own other businesses and you're not getting the call and you go to buy the towing truck, it will choose between one of those businesses to call you. So, like, first, I owned Pictures, and it got in the way, and I never got my call because Pictures asked for my help every time. So that's why I'm saying don't buy another property until you get the towing truck company to make sure that Cabco is the only people that can call you for help. I think that's everything regarding the private fare thing. Most of the private fares are very easy to do. There is one that can cause you to fail, and it is, from my experience, very common. I've done basically 3 fares. I got them all 3 times. All calls have been for a single guy that will take you to the docks, and he'll hand you a gun right before you get there. And you need to make sure that you were ready. As soon as you see, I recommend using Franklin's slow-mo. As soon as you think he's about to pull out a gun, to slow the time down so you can just run into the guys that are about to shoot him. Because if he dies, you will fail and not get the trophy. And this is what happened to me my very first call that I got, and I couldn't get a second call after that. So if you fail your first call, make a quick save before you even attempt, because if you fail that first call, getting a second call is almost impossible. It's insane. All right. I think that's everything regarding the private fare. If someone sees this video and they want help, I will try my best to answer your questions in the comment. All right. Second biggest glitch. I don't know if this is just for PS5, if this is for everything, but as far as I know, Chop no longer works. Usually you can go up, before, the way it worked, you could go up to him, hold LT, and start walking with them. That no longer works. The functionality from the game is just broken. More than likely, based on what I can find online, it's due to the iFruit app no longer existing, and because they shut that down, it shut down the actual use of Chop in the game completely. People have submitted tickets to Rockstar. It's been like a month or 2. No, nothing. They haven't fixed like half the things wrong with this game. I don't think they're ever fixing Chop. Now, you might be asking, why does it matter? I don't give a crap about walking Chop. Chop is required for you have to throw the ball and have Chop fetch it for the 100% trophy. No way around it. You have to play with Chop. You might be, okay. Also, on the subject of Chop, he is for the miscellaneous trophies. Now, a lot of guides, like if you go online, look up the IGN guide, it's going to say there's 30 miscellaneous things you can do. And you just got to do 16 out of 30. That's wrong. 100% false, not true. The 16 things that you need to do are already predetermined. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but a surefire way of knowing is if you sign into Social Club with your account linked and you look at your 100% and you like click the miscellaneous drop down. This also applies for hobbies and pastime. It will list all 30, but next to the picture of each miscellaneous thing that you can do on Social Club's website, there will be a red line on the side of it indicating which ones actually count for the 100%. 100%, sorry. And lo and behold, playing Fetch with Chop is one of them. Now, because Chop is broken, you need, man, I hope that you've seen this before you're at the end of your playthrough just needing this, because I'm sure you'll come across this just playing normally, and that'll be your perfect chance to acquire this part of the 100%. But when you switch to Franklin from another character and it plays, you know, the random amount of scenes that he is capable of playing, you might be waking up from bed, doing pull-ups at the beach. He might be in his car, walking out of the strip club, getting something at the smoke shop. All of those things, there is a scene where he is already actively playing with Chop. You are going to have to basically hunt for this scene. Now, if you're playing the game normally and, you know, at the very start all the way till the end of your 100%, you might come across this naturally just by switching. If you come across this, open your weapon wheel by pressing L1, and the ball will be where your grenade slot is, and throw the ball, and that should count. If he catches it, that's it. You're good to go. Just make sure that you save your game, and you should be good to go. If you are at the end of the game like I was, and that was the last thing you needed to get 100%, what you'll have to do, the quickest method, go to play as Michael, go to his house, sleep. When he wakes up, switch to Franklin. Hope he's playing with Chop. If he's not, switch immediately back to Michael. Sleep, repeat that whole process, and basically just do that until you play with Chop. Now, a lot of things that I've said, I got screwed because things online I read said you need to hold LT and then press R1 to open the weapon wheel. I got the Chop thing. I pressed LT, did R1 because I have never played with Chop in my life. And guess what? Holding LT and pressing R1, at least in the PS5 version, that dismisses Chop and you're going to have to research. So don't fall victim to what people on Reddit said. That is false. You just have to hold L1, which is what your weapon wheel is, and the ball's there. You don't have to hold LT once you've gotten to this scene where you're walking with Chop. All right, I think that covers both of the glitches in this game. Now, here's a couple other things I recommend knowing before you start this plat. First off, that being the quick save thing. That's going to be your best friend. Quick save is going to come most important when you do the stunt jumps, because you have to complete all 50 for the show-off trophy. Line yourself up, position. Sometimes it will be quicker if you fail a jump, just drive back around, do it again. But there's certain ones like you have to drive off a cliff and land on an island at a lighthouse. If you fail that and your thing goes in the ocean, you'd have to it's a whole big thing. If you quick save though, you can load your quick save. Takes maybe 20 to 30 seconds. A lot quicker than having to go find another car or drive all the way back to another stunt jump. Another perk about doing that is loading a quick save will completely restore the car that you're driving to 100%. So if you have a car that's been beat to crap through all like the last 5 stunt jumps you've done, reloading a quick save, it completely restores it as if you just went and did a repair at a custom Los Santos Customs. Basically, it's the same thing. I don't know if that applies for helicopters as well, but I would assume so. Quick saving also for all of the under the bridges, big help. You're gonna want to quick save for sure, because there is a lot of under the bridges that you need to do, which is basically flying. And I also recommend a chopper. Don't use a plane, wasting your time. get a helicopter, and some of those under the bridges, you have to go super low, and it's with water, and I, there's, trust me, quick save, quick save, quick save all the time. When if you think you're about to screw something up, quick save. It will save you so much. Another big thing, sleeping. There's a lot of things in this game that require you to pass the end game time before it becomes available. This includes things such as house street races that only appear at night. The Kiflon missions also require you to pass a crap load of time. And probably a bunch of other things too that I can't even really think of right now. And on the topic of sleeping, here are a few things you need to know. And I might be missing a few details here, but if you sleep with Franklin or Michael in their beds at home, it will fast forward the time 6 hours. If you sleep with Trevor, it fast forwards 12 hours. Now, I don't know if this applies for all three characters, but if you kill yourself, that fast forwards the time 10 hours. Use that information how you will. Sometimes, like for certain races, it has to be between 1 and 3 a.m. at nighttime. So sleeping 6 hours might fast forward it too much. Maybe you need to sleep 10 hours by killing yourself. Maybe you need to sleep 12 hours with Trevor. You can also get a taxi. By the way, taxis, if you don't know, that's the fast travel system in this game. Basically, you go to your contacts, go to the downtown cab co, call them, they'll send a taxi your way, and basically you just mark a waypoint and then skip to the waypoint. That's your most best friend, is the taxi thing. But if you say taxi across the map, you can fast forward by 1 or 2 hours doing that. So there's multiple ways to fast forward the end game time. However many increments is up to you, and use whichever one works for what you're trying to do. On top of the taxi, here's another thing to note. Okay, if you call a taxi and for whatever reason you got distracted and he drove off without you, calling him back, Raul is basically just going to tell you, I've got everyone booked, I can't get you. Why? I don't know. Best thing I can tell you, kill yourself, call a taxi again. That's basically all there is to it. All right, anything else? Oh yeah, random events. You see that? I don't care where you are, you take care of it. You have to do 14 of the random events to get the 100%. Best to knock those out when you're not having to hunt for them. They will come randomly throughout the game, and you should be able to just complete all 14 of those naturally while going through all the other trophies, as long as you are diligent at looking at the blue dots on the mini map. That's how they know whether or not there's something you can do. On the mini map, it'll be a blue dot or a blue and red flashing dot. Go to those and complete them. Anything else? Hobbies and pastimes. A lot of the stuff you can find guides online. I haven't found any of the guides online to be super inaccurate about the hobbies and pastimes. The stock car missions don't count. All of the skydiving counts. You have to do a game of tennis, just a single game. That's all that matters. Not a set, just a single game. You have to win it. That's it. Golf, you have to complete all 9 holes of golf and get par. Why they made you have to get par for it to be a completion, I don't know. But they did. You have to complete all of the night street races with Hal. You don't get 1 point for each one. Only 1 point after you've done all 5. Let's see. You have to do all the off-road races, all the sea races. You have to do all the challenges at the shooting range. You have to get a medal on each one. You have to get a medal on each flight school. And I think that's it. There's probably a few I'm missing. But that's majority. Oh, you gotta get a private dance at the strip club. Other things, look up a guide. It's simple enough. Okay. That's everything I can think of off the top of my head for online or for single player. When it comes to online, that's a whole another big bag. The best thing I can tell you for getting rank 100, because again, they wanted to loop online trophies into the platinum. Who knows why people actually or companies do that, but they did. You have to get rank 100. Now, if you want to play online, you will probably get to at least rank 50 naturally just by going for all of the other trophies required for online, especially if you're trying to do the DLC trophies, which aren't required for the plat, but if you want to get the 100%, you'll have to do those. Most of those are just the heist missions. Again, though, you gotta have 4 people for those. Good luck with that. Finding 4 people to complete a heist with online, it's basically impossible. Matchmaking system in GTA Online, the worst. And no cross backwards compatibility for their own game. You think it wouldn't be that hard? No, PlayStation 5 cannot play with PlayStation 4, cannot play with PC. It's PlayStation 5 friends with other PlayStation 5 friends. Good luck finding a crew. And if you do, good luck on them actually succeeding or not, or just quitting after. It's just ridiculous. Thank God those aren't part of the plat. But anyways, you'll naturally get to rank 50. The best way I can tell you is there is a map that pretty much it gets patched, then they find another way to unpatch it. They patch it, they find another way to unpatch it. Hopefully, when you're going for this plat and you're seeing this, yeah, they have a working one. But what I used is there is a Peter Griffin. It's called Peter Griffin, basically. Peter Griffin AFK RP method. Basically, it's just a map that user created that basically you have to have 2 players for it. Luckily, I have 2 PS5s. Well, I don't. My friend has been going for this trophy with me, so we did it together. If you don't have a friend, yikes. Actually, yikes. Going for this plat without a partner makes it a little bit harder. Not gonna lie, mostly for the online trophies, obviously. But use that Peter Griffin. It basically is just a loop of capture the flag with the cases, but it is set to 1,000 rounds. So just put a rubber band on your camera joystick, right joystick, let it go. You should get rank 100 within, I'd say, 2 days of AFKing. If you've already made it to like rank 50 naturally, which I did. I think I was already like, no, I was like rank 50, yeah, something like that. Because more than likely you'll have all the other trophies and you'll just be needing the rank trophy for the online. The other thing I would like to note is there is one for leading like a partner to victory in a rally race. That's one of the trophies. There has to be 4 people in that race for you to get it. You can't just do 2 people in the rally race. Won't, not even 3 people still won't work. If someone else is driving and it's just 2, still won't. You have to have 4 people in the race. Otherwise, you won't get that trophy. Luckily, I was able to find people through Reddit that were able to just pop in, help me get the trophy, and we all help each other out. Hopefully, you can do the same. Hell, you need help with it? Leave a comment. I'll help you with the damn trophy if you can find enough people. Other things I can suggest for online, there is a trophy for gang attacks. You have to kill at least 10 people during a gang attack and survive. Not too difficult. The difficult part is finding a gang attack. They are random. I have looked up maps online. They're just inaccurate. They say this one will appear at this time of the day, at blah, blah, blah. Wrong. You just got to drive to all the locations and pray you find one. Honestly, the best thing I can suggest is save that trophy for absolute last. And as you're playing naturally, gang attacks will be denoted by a big red circle on the mini map and that indicates a gang attack. As you're playing through online, if you see one of those, drop everything, go do the gang attack, and try and knock that trophy out. You have to get at least 10 kills and survive. That's it. Do it if you see it. Otherwise, you're going to have to hunt for it, and it makes things a lot difficult. It's a pain in the ass to find those things. Anything else for online? Obviously, the other trophies, there's a lot to it. The guides online I found are pretty straightforward. In terms of like what you need to actually do. So you shouldn't have any trouble there. I'll tell you what I'll do just before I end this off, because I think I've covered everything I really wanted to cover. I'm gonna check my trophies list and just see here if there's anything else I've missed that I could provide insight on. Kill the thief that mugged you. That is to do that. If you're doing this with a friend, that will become available at rank 50. You will call Lamar to call a thief on to mug somebody. You can also try and find a player in online that will do it. That's what I did, and I just said, "Yo, someone call a thief on me," and they did. But you have to make sure you kill them. They are quick, also. So basically, be out. I would suggest being out in a big open space and be prepared for them to mug you. Know what's coming, and because it's going to take a long time for you to get back up, and you're going to have to get that weapon out quick and shoot them down. Not too hard though if you're prepared. Holding up all 20 stores, easy peasy. Enjoy your stay, not too hard. There's a guide of online what you need to do. 30 platinum trophies. Just look up a guide. There's a lot of ones that show you like what the easiest ones are to do. Survive with a bounty on your head. That is to survive with a bounty. Basically, you need a bounty placed on yourself. Easiest way I suggest, again, if you have a partner, go into an invite-only session. Have your partner in crime join you, or your friend. Have them place a bounty on you, and then basically you have to survive 24 hours of in-game time, which is each minute in the game is, I believe, 3 seconds. So basically, 24 times, or 2,400 times 3 is how many seconds you gotta do. You do the math. Long time. Long time. That's the rally race one I was talking about. Okay, unnatural selection. Here's another thing I want to suggest. Best one for this. Can't even remember the name of it. Look up a guide for that one. Don't try and just play any random one. There is a guide specifically. You'll know what I'm talking about because they'll say to go between a thin wall, basically this building with a thin wall, and yeah, just look up a guide. That's all I can't remember anymore about what it actually is or how to describe it. These ones are all pretty easy. Again, all right, that's all the online ones. Deliver a bail bond target alive. That's easy with the mod thing. Oh yeah, spend a total of 200 million across all 3 characters. That, along with make a profit over your total investments. If you don't know, the Lester missions will basically give you access to each character owning all the way up to like $2 billion. If you do it right, I suggest looking up a guide for the Lester missions to make sure you get the maximum amount of money. Because like places like the golf club, which you don't need to buy, but they cost like 150 million. And just to make sure that you get a spend a total. If you do screw up and you did all of the Lester missions until after, and you didn't save them until after you beat the campaign, because you need to save them all until after the campaign once you got all of the big money, because that's how you maximize your profits with the stock trading and the Lester missions. If you did them already, you can still get this trophy by basically putting your money in the stock market, taking it back out, putting it back in, taking it back out. I'm pretty sure that works, or something along those lines. I know there's a guide on there that online that'll tell you what to do if you end up screwing up the Lester missions. But I totally suggest looking up a guide to get the $2 billion. Makes everything a lot easier because you're going to be spending a lot of $5,000 on deaths, especially when you're looking for those collectibles. Let's see. Survive 3 minutes on at least a 3-star wanted level. For that one, sounds difficult. What you need to do is you basically switch to one character, go to an area, switch to another character, go to that same area, then go to another area, the last character, go to that area. Then with that character, call one of the other characters, say you want to hang out. They will say they want to. Then go up to that friend, he'll get in the car, then drive your car with the other character, with 2 characters in it, and meet the third character. They'll all hang out and basically cause mayhem, and just keep the cops on you. Not too difficult. Those are the collectibles. I've seen some people say that the mountains don't count for exploring all of the entire map. They do. I can't confirm. You have to basically get all the roads, but yeah, you don't have to explore everything, but I'd say 95% of everything, which includes the mountains. Because I had done all of the roads, nothing. I went and explored just a little bit of mountains I didn't have. The trophy popped. That's it. I think that's everything. I know this is a super long video. I know you've been looking at nothing but my screen the entire time. I know the quality is ass. I know that probably none of you maybe even made it to the end of this video. I know that probably no one's even found this video because it's so probably buried within everything. But if you did, I hope it helped. I wish you luck, soldier, in your journey on this platinum. I'm right at the very end here. I'm about to wrap this one up for myself. I basically got to complete Kiflam, finish the arms race, and then start work on the 70 gold medals. I think I'm like halfway through. Other than that, wrapping it up, baby. The plat will be mine. Anyways, I know this video's been super long. I don't want to make it any longer. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I will do my very best to answer everybody that replies. All right, later.